Welcome to the Federation of Sol Faction Guide, the Thunder's Edge edition. In this video, we'll primarily focus on how Thunder's Edge has changed how you should play the Federation of Sol. Every faction has changed with Thunder's Edge, and I'm not just talking about their breakthroughs. I'm talking about important decisions to make in round 1. The tech tree is more open than ever before, and if you think you can just hide in your slice and befriend everyone, then you're in for a surprise. Before Thunder's Edge, I've seen way too many people play the Federation of Sol defensively, waiting for other players to attack them. I'm so ready to defend myself. Why isn't anybody attacking me? But with Thunder's Edge, the tables have turned, and now you are the one who wants to go look for trouble. In this video, we will first have a brief look at Federation of Sol's abilities. Then we will have a look at how the first round can be played in the Thunder's Edge edition. And lastly, we will have a look at 2 different technology paths you can get inspired from, especially now with their breakthroughs and the tech synergies opens up for so many more possibilities. Yes, we have prepared a simple and efficient one, but also a more wild one for a more explorative gameplay. If you didn't like to play Federation of Sol offensively before, then this new ability is the key to it. But first, I'll go through each of the faction's abilities, and we will start with Sol's agent, Evelyn DeLuey. She is a true battle leader because she can boost the confidence of one of your infantries. It says, at the start of a ground combat round, you may exhaust this card to choose one of your ground forces in the active system. That ground force rolls 1 additional die during this combat round. Our commander is like, oh, you were only expecting 2 infantries? Well, here is a 3rd one. At the start of a ground combat on a planet you control, you may place 1 infantry from your reinforcements on that planet. And to unlock her, control planets that have a combined total of at least 12 resources. Our hero is the guy we need if we want to move and attack twice in the same game round. And to unlock him, we need to have scored 3 objectives. It's an action. Remove each of your command tokens from the game board and return them to your reinforcements. Then purge this card. Before we have a look at the mech ability, then we will have a look at the orbital drop faction ability. It's an action. It says, spend 1 token from your strategy pool to place 2 infantry from your reinforcements on 1 planet you control. And why use orbital drop, you may ask? Well, I mean, why transport your infantries from all the way back from your home system when you can just plop them onto a planet you control like it is a surprise party? And trust me, your neighbors hate surprises. And since orbital drop costs 1 command token to use, we are lucky to have the versatile faction ability because it says, when you gain command tokens during the status phase, gain 1 additional command token. So with the orbital drop faction ability in mind, let's have a look at the mech. Deploy. After you use your orbital drop faction ability, you may spend 3 resources to place 1 mech on that planet. There is actually a fun combination with the orbital drop faction ability and Faunus, one of the new legendary planets introduced in Thunder's Edge. The planet ability that you get is that whenever you pass, you may gain control of an empty, non-legendary, non-home planet. Allow me to demonstrate. Did you plan to take Albeck in round 2? That's adorable. I think I'll pass for the game round, and then I'll flip Faunus and gain control of that planet. As my first action in round 2, I will orbital drop, spend 3 resources to place 2 infantry and a mech on Albeck. And if you still plan to take it back, Remember, my agent, if you still consider it, my commander. So you will be attacking with 3 dice, and I'll be defending with 5. Not even a carrier full of enemy ground forces can take that planet away from you. I think you were about to talk about the flagship. Yes, the flagship. At the end of the status phase, place 1 infantry from your reinforcements in this system's space area. And let's be honest, filling our flagship in this way is not really viable. Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? But first, we'll have a look at the home system and the starting units. The home system has a single planet with 4 resources and 2 influence on it. That gives a lot of flexibility. You can use the resources to either research the technology or produce units. In the first round demonstration, I'll show you how I would use those 4 resources. Our starting units are so good, it's basically cheating. 2 carriers, 5 infantry, 1 destroyer, 3 fighters, and a space dock. What have you got? What do you mean? I have infantry. See? 2. And what does your infantry hit on again? Is it 9? And next, we'll talk about my specialty, technology. The Federation of Sol starts with 2 really good technologies. The first one is anti-mass deflectors, and the second one is rule motivator. Anti-mass deflectors may not be the most useful technology in round 1, but it is your gateway to both gravity drive and sling relay. And both of those technologies will boost your carriers not just once, but twice. Gravity drive is usually a must-have technology, but for Federation of Sol, sling relay is also. And you will see why when I talk about the breakthrough. So Sol start with both a good fleet and 2 good technologies? Yes, that is correct. And next, let's have a look at that breakthrough. It's called Bellum Gloriosum. When you produce a ship that has capacity, you may also produce any combination of ground forces or fighters up to that ship's capacity. They do not count against your production limit. And this is a huge upgrade for the Federation of Sol. They always had the extra capacity on the carriers and on the flagship, but it required quite an effort to fill up those ships, and it was slow. Bellum Gloriosum, fighters and infantry, I summon thee to fill this grand ship I have produced for you. But remember, you still need to pay. Yes, resources were never the issue. I just want my dudes out faster. And that is actually possible, because with sling relay, you can produce a single ship at one of your space docks without locking that system down. And the breakthrough also applies here. So when I exhaust sling relay, I can get a full carrier out by just paying 6 or 7 resources, depending on how many fighters and or infantry I produce on top. And now let's talk about the Thunder's Edge planet. Should I, as the Federation of Sol, try and get it? Thunder's Edge is a 5 resource and 1 influence planet. So of course it is attractive to get, especially if you have an heavy influence slice. Then those extra resources can help pay for filling up your carriers and your flagship. And on top of that, you are also really good at holding planets. Alright, let's have a look at how I think the first round can be played as Federation of Sol. I have these 3 favorite strategy cards. The first one is Trade. First of all, we are a 4 commodity faction, so we will earn a lot of money by taking this card. But we can also use the 3 trade goods to unlock our breakthrough. But I won't pick this card in this example here. Next up, we have technology. Federation of Sol needs quite a few technologies to get their faction unlocked, so picking this yourself could be useful. But since this is not really interesting for this example, I'll just say that Lysix over here, pick that strategy card, And then we have picked diplomacy ourselves. And I think this card is interesting in this particular case here, because we got this system with 2 tech skip planets in it, and at least one of them is green. Coincidentally, both of them are green tech skips, but I think we could really use one of those. And then we could use whatever other tech skip planet just to unlock our breakthrough. So let's see how this can be played out. So as our first action, let's go out here and grab these 2 planets. And let's look at new terror here. There we go. Abandoned warehouses. You may gain 2 commodities. Great. And tennis. I'll take industrial again. Functioning base. You may gain 1 commodity or spend 1 trade good or 1 commodity to draw an action card. So I was lucky with the order here. I'll just take a single commodity and buy an action card for the other one. And then everybody else takes their turn and we play diplomacy immediately, because we want to unexhaust these 2 planets before the technology card is being played. So we'll diplomacy this system here. I've only unpacked 2 factions, so we only get 2 more tokens in here. And then we will unexhaust these 2. But I will exhaust New Terra again to gain our breakthrough here by exhausting a tech skip planet. And in this way we have just gained our breakthrough here. And again, everybody else takes their turns. So when it gets to be us, let's move out here and gain control of these 3 planets. We leave a single fighter behind. And let's have a look at Elnath. Expedition. So we can ready the planet if we remove an infantry. Let's do that. And Luthien. Another expedition. It's a tough job being ground force here. And Horizon. Paradise World. Oh, that was awesome. We will need to do a little orbital dropping to get those men back. And let's just say that this plays the technology card now. So we want to follow the secondary and we will go for hypermetabolism because we have the other green tech skip planet that we now exhaust. Pay a token and 4 resources. We still got 5 resources to produce for, which is awesome. So now we will gain 4 command tokens in every status phase, which I think is pretty awesome when you can get it this easy. And as our last action, oh, I think I forgot to activate this system out here. And as our last action, we can activate at home, produce a carrier. Now we don't really need the breakthrough because we're not breaking the production limit anyways, but we might as well just use the 5 resources, 3 for the carrier and 2 for the other remaining units here. So in this example here, we have expanded out into 2 systems, gaining control of 5 planets. We have produced some more units. We've researched hypermetabolism to getting 4 command tokens instead of 3. We have gained our breakthrough, but we may not have gotten any closer to scoring any points. But it is still 4 out of 5 priorities that we have fulfilled here. The Federation of Sol still has the best infantry and the best carriers in the game. The big question though is, are you going for both unit upgrades or just one of them? Yes, let's have a look at the technologies I recommend that you research. First of all, if you have a green tech skip in your slice, then I would definitely try to go for hypermetabolism, so we gain 4 command tokens instead of 3. Getting 4 tokens in every game round makes it so much easier to use our orbital drop faction ability, and we can also benefit from the other strategy cards because we don't have to pick leadership not even once during the game if we don't want to. Then the next technology I would go for is either gravity drive or sling relay. Gravity drive adds +1 to the move value of one of our ships, which is always good. But sling relay is more interesting now because we can produce a single carrier, for instance, by exhausting sling relay, and then our breakthrough kicks in and we can fill up that carrier with infantry and or fighters. The order in which I would get these depends entirely on the current game. Then the next technology I would go for is the Advanced Carrier 2. Of course, it increases our movement from 1 to 2, and then we have 3 in movement with gravity drive, and it increases our capacity from 6 to 8. And I really think this is a must-have technology for Sol. We also have the Spec Ops 2 unit upgrade, but I probably wouldn't go for it unless I need to have at least 2 unit upgrades, or I need to research both of my faction techs to score any of the either public or secret objectives. But normally I wouldn't prioritize getting this, because our Spec Ops 1 already hits better than all the other players' infantry. Instead, I will probably go for Fighter 2 as a unit upgrade. So they hit slightly better, but we can also let the fighters fly alone without capacity. And as a last one, I would go for lightweight deflectors, so that our advanced carriers can go wherever they want to be. So this is the simple and efficient tech tree that I would go for. Nothing untraditional here, but we have already researched 5 or 6 technologies here, so going even further may prove a little difficult. But if you should look at some of the wild technologies, it could be transit diodes and integrated economy. Transit diodes, you may exhaust this card at the start of your turn. During the action phase, remove up to 4 of your ground forces from the game board and place them on 1 or more planets you control. So as your carriers are advancing through the galaxy, you can keep filling them up without even using orbital drop. It requires 2 yellow technologies, but if we already got 2 green ones, then we can use our breakthrough here to convert the green ones to yellow ones, and then you can research this. And the other wild one could be integrated economy. After you gain control of a planet, you may produce any number of units on that planet that have a combined cost equal to or less than that planet's resource value. So now you don't even have to orbital drop anymore, you can simply just produce on the front line as you expand into the galaxy. And if you really want to make your Spec Ops soldiers even better, you could go for the X-89 bacterial weapon. Double the hits produced by your units, bombardment and ground combat rolls. So basically, every time your Spec Ops produce a single hit, you produce 2 hits with this technology instead. And that is just crazy. So these technologies are the one I would go for in most of my Federation of Sol games. To be honest, I haven't played Sol yet where I had transit diodes or integrated economy. But I can imagine a game, a tech-heavy game, where you need to control a lot of planets and where these 2 technologies could both be fun and awesome to have. So do you want to dominate the galaxy? Then I have great news for you. Because with Federation of Sol, you not just only have the best infantry in the game, also the best carriers to transport them around. And thanks to Bellum Gloriosum, our breakthrough, you can fill up those carriers instantly when you produce them. And the only thing holding you back is resources. So make sure to grab that extra juicy resource planet somewhere outside of your slice. And for extra fun, maybe you can even use Faunus to take it, and then double down with orbital drop to keep that planet throughout the game. Before Thunder's Edge, the Federation of Sol was the nice guys, the diplomatic space dads, and nobody wanted to fight your Spec Ops. But now, after Thunder's Edge, we are the bullies. Nobody still wants to attack you because they're smart, so it is your job to go out there and make them regret not attacking you first. So here's the game plan. Make sure to get your breakthrough before you produce your remaining 2 carriers. Then fill them up, send them out, and watch your opponents scramble when they realize that they forgot to defend their planets. Now, you could just sit there, sipping your coffee, watching the other players fight over scraps, but you do have the best infantry and carriers in the game, so why not make the best use of them? And here is a pro tip. Try to get a green tech skip planet in your slice, then research hypermetabolism in round 1. Also maybe at the latest in round 2 if you're slacking, because 4 command tokens in every status phase means that you don't have to pick leadership at all throughout the game. and that lets you benefit even more from picking the other strategy cards. Good luck and have fun with the Federation of Sol in your next game. Please share your tips and tricks in the comments below. You can also become a Patreon member for even more Twilight Imperium content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.